What happens if the concrete cracks after achieving a watertight treatment applying ETT? The single most technical advantage that the ETT system has is the ability to waterproof and watertight future forming cracks up to 1.5 millimeters by itself, where the enzymes react with the free calcium, and waterproof the new forming cracks up to 1.5 millimeters. How does ETT prevent salts and other contaminants from reaching the steel enforcement? Or the short answer to this, before not a long scientific answer, but the shorter answer is very straightforward. Water cannot enter, no chloride ingress is possible. The gel builds a complete membrane. We have permeable, moisture get out of the concrete, therefore there's no residue moisture in the concrete, and no new water can enter, therefore do not bring any kind of chloride ingress into the concrete in itself. No water ingress, no salt ingress, therefore also no corrosion. Can you use the ETT in existing topping slab which leaks? That depends on the topping slab. If the topping slab has the required strength that which is highlighted in technical documentation of concrete and thickness, then a topping slab is a structural slab, then is able to do so. If the topping slab is not structurally the integrity is not there, the strength is not there, and it's just a protective layer to hold waterproofing in place, then we cannot. Then we are to work in the backbone of the physical matrix of the concrete. You need to remove the topping slab, you need to remove the waterproofing membrane, whatever that might be, and then be able to waterproof the structural slab below. What happens when ETT used to treat concrete with unstable working and structural volatilities and structural failures? The ETT on Chemco comes as a full system. We have all kinds of product that works to make sure that all kinds of problems on the concrete structures can be addressed for with many of our accessories. Structural failures that appears on concrete or structural problems in the concrete has to be addressed with the structural engineers. Waterproofing will not solve a structural deformity of a building. Can ETT waterproof cold or pore joints without using water stop or detailing work? That's a longer-winded answer. Water retaining structures in all cold joints should always have water stop, no matter what. Good engineering practice. If it's forgotten, then please refer back to the systems that we have for these kinds of details. You can find on our website and on the technical documentation all the products and the accessories that we used for these kinds of incidents. We also have water stops, we have expansion joints, we have the whole system that is in place for this kind of problems that arises because people has forgotten to install water stops. There are ways of solving any kind of pore joints, cold joints, butt joints that is in concrete members when there is water stop forgotten. Any kind of concrete in cold joints, pore joints, butt joints that exposed to waterproofing, water retaining structures should always have water stops in place. If it's been forgotten, it's not been put in, or it's in doubt, or it's questionable what it is, please reach out to your local technical rep or to our technical department. In our systems, we have the entire system to solve that kind of issues. In principle, it depends entirely what these joints are. What are they moving, non-moving, dead, alive? Are there change of planes, non-change of planes, parapets, honeycombs, all kinds of variations that has related to the point of a pore and contact joint. Because it could be full of honeycombs, it could be having openings, their water stops are not done by PVC water stops, swallowable water stops. There are many different variations about these kinds of subjects. Please reach out to a local technical rep to answer that kind of the right system for the right problem on your construction site. If in the case there was an oversight and certain water stops have been not installed properly or are probably suspect to be not installed, please reach out to this to local technical reps for this. Does ETT trap moisture in the concrete? No, we are permeable. That's the greatest spot of it all. If you treat concrete after 30 days, old concrete, newly casted, new decks, you spray the ETT into the surface, the membrane has formed, we are permeable. All moisture can evaporate out, all vapor penetrate, it gets out of the concrete member, and new water can enter. That has the ability to purely dry out concrete decks completely without any new moisture being able to enter. You get rid of vapor pressure. You get rid of vapor and moisture inside the concrete because of the pure normal process of drying out the concrete with the sun in doing the process of time. The ability then from any kind of systems that goes on top of it, any kind of finishes will be no more interfered with vapor pressure that is no more trapped in the concrete. So there's no more vapor pressure, therefore no more interference with anything that sits and finishes on top. It improves any kind of finishes that goes after us onto the concrete surface. Thus, ETT promote fungal growth on treated concrete. Since the ETT forms subsurfacely in the concrete, the pH value being brought up and therefore prevents natural fungal growth on the surface. But off-form work concrete, fair face value concrete, if the architect and consultant requires a natural form off-form work concrete, fair face value concrete to naturally weather, yes, the concrete does naturally weather superficially on the surface, but not in depth to the enforcement or inside the physical matrix of the concrete member. That is the most important part, because any kind of sealers that pour blocks will shine and builds a surface which is uneven in patchiness. So where the weather goes, the sealer goes away. Where the weather does not go, the sealer is still available. For us, because we are subsurface inside the matrix of the concrete, do not interfere much with the surface. Yes, we do increase the pH value, therefore the alkalinity helps with the less of fungal growth, but there are still natural weathering of concrete on the surface possible, which is very preferred in the architectural world. And then later on, being just removed with water jetting and superficial cleaning without having any ingress of moisture and water and harmful items on chemicals, chlorides or anything else inside the concrete, and will still protect the enforcement in the concrete member from degradation, corrosion or any aging. But the surface of the concrete, treated and untreated, looks the same. So it helps to prevent, but it's not an antifungal coating on the surface. Does ETT accelerate the negative effects of ARR or ASR? Whatever has happened in the concrete in itself, we do not have the ability to repair what's happened on damage before. With the ETT, we arrest and stop further degradation of ARR and ASR. We do not repair what happened before, but we prevent the concrete from further deterioration by the pure fact that we are preventing water ingress. When you have no more water ingress, no more chloride ingress, no more harmful ingredients entering the concrete member, it will stop destroying it. And therefore, whatever happened before, we cannot change, but future degeneration of the concrete will be prevented. Does Techcrete or does ETT attract dirt? So the ETT does not attract any dirt or pollutant or anything else on the concrete, because we subsurface in the concrete, building a subsurface membrane. Whatever we are not beating or shining or interfering with anything on the surface of the concrete. So we don't interfere with any kinds of in the atmosphere pollutants, or we don't create any kind of dust or dirt during the application of the product itself.